From the carpets of the Republic Day parade to the hall of Hyderabad House, the EU-India FTA had a decorated journey to the signing of the mother of all deals.
Light is here to celebrate along with us.
And this is how we demonstrate the trust we share.
The mother of all deals is a statement in the language of Donald Trump trying to tell him that these deals will surpass all the tariff barriers imposed by him on different countries. So what is staggering about this mother of all deals, or is it just a vague political statement? Let's check that out in this video. This free trade agreement between India and EU, a bloc of 27 countries, began in 2007, but it has taken more than 15 years to materialize, and we should expect it to bring changes in the fate of trade between both countries. Here are a few facts that make it a mother of all deals. The world's fourth largest economy, representing 1.4 billion people, and EU, the second largest economy, representing 450 million people, coming together to account for around 25% of the global GDP and one-third of the global trade. This deal is going to impact around 2 billion people in these countries and add to the existing trade volume and value of one-third of the global trade. If you further break this down, the EU has a GDP of $20 trillion and India's GDP stands at 4.1 trillion. Both of these countries had a bilateral trade of around 136 billion in 2025. Also, the EU has become the third country to sign a defense partnership with India after Japan and South Korea. All these details are just a tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deep into how this new trade agreement is going to impact various sectors in both the countries. The FTA is expected to come into effect in the first half of 2027, as it will go through legal vetting, translation, ratification, and then passed into the European Parliament, which might take a few months. We cannot miss talking about Donald Trump no matter which country we deal with. While negotiating trade deals, India wants to keep its sensitive sectors like agriculture and dairy protected from any external market, as it employs the economically vulnerable section of the country. Donald Trump, while pushing for tariff on India last year, wanted to open this sector to export US products. India denied, and that added up to the list of reasons for a sour relationship between the two countries. We are talking about this because while dealing with the European Union, India has kept this market out of the basket of trade negotiations. At the same time, it has found a market for the sectors like textile, apparels, leather, handlooms, jewelry that were highly impacted because of the tariffs imposed on India by the United States. Textile businesses in UP and Karnataka were highly impacted because of the tariff imposed on India, but the FTA will reduce the cost of these items, increasing demand for these labor incentive products in the European market. These sectors export goods worth 33 billion to the EU and used to get charged 4% to 26% of tariff on them. The deal will bring this down to zero from the first day of implementation. Apart from these marine products, chemicals, plastics and rubber items, base metals are a few products that will also have a zero tariff on their exports to the European Union. In return, India has given access to European automobiles, wines, and emerging high-tech manufacturing sectors in the Indian market. Now let's check how reduced tariffs and imports on these products are going to impact India. Almost all the luxury cars we know are manufactured in one of the European countries, be it Lamborghini, Porsche, Mercedes, BMW, Audi or Ferrari. Tariff on cars that cost more than 25 lakhs have been reduced to 10% from the earlier bracket of 70 to 110%. The 25 lakh limit is set to keep the budget segment of the automotive sector out of the impact of imports, as it comes under the ambit of Make in India and is a growing sector in India. The export in this sector is going to follow a quota system which, according to reports, works like export of 1 lakh cars will be equivalent to import of 2.5 lakh cars. The quota system is expected to generate jobs in both the countries, and electric vehicles are excluded for 5 years from this agreement. Currently, cars priced below 36 lakhs or $40,000 attract a basic customs duty of 70%, and those priced above $40,000 are taxed 110%. This will come down to as low as 10%, bringing down the price of luxury cars to almost half of the price they are sold at currently. But apart from the exports and imports, EU plays important role to India in many other aspects too. India hosts 6,000 European companies like Unilever, Nestle, Volkswagen, Siemens, Bosch, employing millions of people in the country. The European Union has also invested in the Indian economy, as its FDI reached $117 billion in 2023 and accounts for 16.5% of the total foreign direct investment of India. So a growing Indian market is also going to help raise the value of these investments. Apart from this, both the countries share democratic values that is a rare sighting in the current world order, as the US walks on an autocratic path wearing the cap of democracy led by Donald Trump. The deal comes at a time when the EU too has started distancing itself from the United States as it plans to take Greenland. Almost all the European countries, including France, Germany and Italy, have voiced strongly against it. It also reflected as many of these countries decided not to join the newly formed Board of Peace started by Donald Trump. Earlier, Europe followed the tariff trend after mounting pressure to stop the Russia-Ukraine war, banned one of the Indian refineries in Gujarat that used to import Russian oil. But the deal reflects that they are willing to go ahead even after having some differences. India is one of the few large functional democracies where the European Union can find a partner as both lean on the same values. The deal weighs on the Indian side as the EU is a bigger market both in terms of volume and value. A detailed analysis is required to gauge the positive and negative impacts of it in different sectors, which we will be doing as it comes into light. Thanks for watching the video till the end. We'll see you in the next video.